Here's a question for married men watching this. When's the last time your wife actually wanted you? Not duty sex, not birthday sex, not fine, let's get this over with sex. I mean, actually desired you, initiated, showed genuine enthusiasm. If you're struggling to remember, you're not alone. 1 in 3 married men are living in essentially celibate marriages. 6 months or longer without any physical intimacy with their wife. And before you think, well, that's just low libido couples getting older, let me hit you with the really uncomfortable part. Single guys your age are getting more action than men who legally committed to someone for better or worse. You got married partly because you thought it meant consistent access to intimacy. Now you're getting less than when you were single and trying. The irony would be funny if it wasn't so soul-crushing. So I'm going to tell you exactly why this happens. And I'm a woman, so I know what women do even if we won't admit it out loud. First reason, and this one's going to make you angry, she's punishing you. Sex became a weapon she uses for control and leverage. You did something she didn't like. Maybe you forgot something important. Maybe you made a decision without consulting her. Maybe you just exist in a way that annoys her. And now she's withholding intimacy as punishment. And she learned that your need for physical connection gives her power over you, so she's using it strategically. Sex isn't about mutual desire anymore in your marriage. It's a reward system where you have to earn access by meeting her constantly shifting standards. Be romantic enough, help around the house enough, read her mind accurately enough, and even when you do everything right, the goalpost moves because the punishment isn't really about what you did, it's about control. Now, here's where it gets even worse, and you need to brace yourself for this one. Second reason, she got what she wanted from you and she doesn't need to pretend anymore. Marriage was the goal. Financial security, social status, the ring, the commitment, the stability. She achieved all of it, and sexual attraction, that was just a tool to get the commitment, not genuine desire for you as a person. Once the ring went on her finger, the motivation to maintain sexual interest disappeared because the mission was accomplished. You're the provider now, not the lover. She doesn't need to desire you sexually. She just needs you to keep funding the lifestyle, paying the mortgage, maintaining the insurance, being the stable foundation while she does whatever she wants. The transaction is complete, so why keep performing? And this connects directly to the third reason, which is even more brutal. She never actually desired you in the first place. She married you for stability and security, not because she was attracted to you. The sex during dating and early marriage was duty sex, performance sex. This is what I'm supposed to do to keep him interested. Sex. And once she locked you down legally, she doesn't have to pretend anymore because divorce is expensive and complicated, so you're probably not going anywhere. You're not a husband she desires. You're a roommate with financial obligations. The intimacy was always transactional for her, and now that the transaction is legally binding, there's no reason to continue the charade. She got the security, you got the sexless marriage, congratulations. But wait, there's more, because even if she did desire you initially, there's a fourth reason everything died. Resentment has been building for years, and now it's a wall between you that intimacy can't penetrate. Small grievances that were never addressed. Little frustrations that accumulated month after month, year after year. Arguments that never got truly resolved, just temporarily dropped and then buried. And now there's so much resentment layered into the relationship that she can't separate you as a person from the mountain of negative feelings attached to you. Sex requires vulnerability, emotional openness, genuine connection. She's not willing to be vulnerable with someone she resents, even if that resentment is over things that happened 5 years ago that she never properly communicated about. So the bedroom died along with the respect and affection, and now you're just two people who share a house and legal obligations. And now we get to the fifth reason, the one nobody wants to acknowledge but needs to be said. She might be getting it elsewhere. A dead bedroom at home doesn't always mean she has no libido or no interest in sex. Sometimes it means she's getting her needs met by someone else while you're paying the bills and maintaining the household. You're the financial stability and the respectable husband for social appearances. He's the excitement and the desire and the passion she refuses to give you. And before you dismiss this as rare, affairs are more common than men want to believe, especially in sexless marriages where she's already emotionally disconnected from you. She's not getting intimacy from you, so she found it somewhere else while keeping the security and stability you provide. Now, here's what's fascinating about all of this. If you're experiencing this, you probably haven't told anyone. Not your friends, not your family, maybe not even yourself fully. You just live with it, pretend everything's fine at dinner parties, and slowly die inside. Why the silence? Because admitting you're in a sexless marriage feels like admitting you failed as a man. It's deeply humiliating to acknowledge that your wife doesn't want you physically, that you're not attractive enough or masculine enough or whatever enough to maintain her desire. There's profound shame attached to it, like you're inadequate somehow, like you failed to keep her interested, like you're less of a man because the woman you married doesn't desire you. Plus, if you do mention it to other men, you risk being mocked or dismissed. Can't keep your wife satisfied? And society's response is always to blame you. Have you tried being more romantic? Have you tried communicating better? Have you tried helping with housework more? Like, if you just did enough chores and bought enough flowers, she'd suddenly want to rip your clothes off. That's not how genuine desire works, and deep down you know it, but everyone keeps insisting the problem must be you. So you stay silent. You suffer alone. You think you're the only one dealing with this nightmare when actually millions of married men are in identical situations, all suffering privately, all thinking they're uniquely inadequate. Now let's talk about why sex actually matters in marriage, because people love to dismiss this as men are just obsessed with sex, like it's shallow or immature to care about physical intimacy. Yes, you could handle the physical release yourself. That's not the real issue here. The issue is being desired, being wanted, being chosen. Sex in a marriage isn't primarily about orgasm. It's about validation that you're still attractive to your partner, that she still wants you as a man, that you're not just a walking paycheck with a pulse providing resources while getting nothing meaningful in return. Without physical intimacy, you're not in a marriage. You're in a business arrangement where you provide financial stability and household maintenance, and she provides what exactly? Companionship? You can get better companionship from actual friends who enjoy your company. Emotional support? You're probably not getting that either if the bedroom has been dead for months or years. Plus, for most men, physical intimacy is the primary way you feel emotionally connected in a romantic relationship. Women can feel connected through conversation and quality time and shared activities. Men feel connected through physical touch and sexual intimacy. So when that disappears completely from the marriage, the entire emotional connection disappears with it. And you're left living with a stranger who has legal access to your finances and future earnings. A dead bedroom isn't a minor inconvenience or a small issue to work through. It's a dead relationship that you're still legally and financially trapped in. So, what can you actually do about this situation? Let's be brutally practical. If you're currently in a sexless marriage, step one is stop pretending it's fine or making excuses for why it's acceptable. Acknowledge the full reality to yourself. You're not getting your needs met. Your wife doesn't desire you and probably hasn't for a long time. That's the truth, and lying to yourself about it doesn't help anything. Step two, have the completely direct conversation, not hints, not the soft, we should spend more quality time together approach. The direct, uncomfortable, we haven't had sex in 6 months, and I need to understand if this is permanent or if something can actually change conversation. She probably won't like it. She might get defensive, angry, dismissive. She might blame you for making everything about sex. But you need to know if this situation is fixable, or if you're just accepting a celibate marriage for however many years you have left. Step three, accept what this relationship actually is based on her response and her actions going forward. If she's not willing to change anything and you're not willing or able to leave, then accept you're in a business arrangement, not a marriage. Stop expecting emotional intimacy or physical desire. Adjust your expectations to match cold reality, your roommates who share finances and legal obligations. That's it, nothing more. Step four, decide if you can actually live with that reality. Can you go the next 10, 20, 30 years without physical intimacy or genuine desire from the person you're legally bound to? If yes, stay and make peace with it. If no, calculate the actual cost of leaving versus the cost of staying, because staying in a dead bedroom for decades will destroy you emotionally and psychologically, but leaving costs money and creates social complications and disrupts your entire life. Only you can decide which price you're willing to pay long-term, and whatever you decide, don't spend the next 20 years hoping it will magically change on its own. It won't. If she hasn't desired you in months or years, she's not going to suddenly wake up tomorrow and want you. That's fantasy. You need to deal with reality as it actually exists. Now, if you're not married yet and you're watching this, pay extremely close attention to this next part. If sex is already declining while you're dating or during engagement, marriage will kill it completely and permanently. Don't marry someone thinking you'll fix the intimacy issue after the wedding. You won't. It only gets worse after marriage, never better. Watch how she treats desire and intimacy right now. Is it genuine? Or is it transactional? Something she does because she thinks she's supposed to. Something that will disappear the moment she has you locked down legally. And if you're divorced, this might explain exactly why you had to leave. You weren't shallow or selfish for valuing physical intimacy in your marriage. You weren't wrong for refusing to stay in a relationship where you felt constantly unwanted and rejected. That was a completely legitimate reason to leave, regardless of what family or friends or society told you about trying harder or being more patient. Plus, if you're single and staying that way, you need to understand something important. You actually have more sexual opportunity and intimacy than 1/3 of married men right now. So don't let anyone shame you or pressure you into relationships with the "at least married people get regular sex" argument. They don't. Many of them are more celibate than monks. You're not missing out on anything. You're avoiding a potential trap. So here's what really matters, regardless of your current relationship status. You need to prioritize yourself, your needs, your fulfillment, your mental and emotional well-being, your peace. Because living long-term in a situation where you're constantly rejected and made to feel unwanted, destroys you from the inside out. And nobody benefits from you being destroyed. Not you, not her, not your kids if you have them, nobody. I share strategies for exactly this in our weekly newsletter. How to prioritize your own well-being without apology. How to build a life that doesn't depend entirely on someone else meeting your needs. How to create genuine fulfillment, regardless of relationship status or circumstances. Raw, completely honest content about putting yourself first when the world constantly tells you that it's not selfish. It's basic survival. Links in the description and pinned in the comments. Now, if you love this video, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss these conversations every week. And tell me in the comments, are you in a sexless marriage right now? How long has it actually been? Did anyone warn you this could happen before you got married? I'm Avery Scott, and I'll see you on the next one.